I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized.
Meanwhile,
Big mama. Big mama. That big mama for real.
I've been death threats. I've been sexualized. She's been celebrated, bruh. They won a national championship. They kissing her ashy elbows.
Woo! But everybody remembers it, right? At the national...
Angel Reese just launched a surprise brand. No one saw this coming. Angel Reese just shocked the entire sports world. And no, we're not talking about another basketball highlight or another social media controversy. This time, she did something nobody expected. Angel Reese just launched her own brand.
I know I'm walking out my drawers, but you're not allowed to do that. Nah. No. Doesn't work like this. This is not Burger King. You don't get to have it your way, regardless of whether you want it your way or not.
You know that the internet is absolutely losing its mind. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking. This isn't just some random merch drop or a quick cash grab. This is calculated. This is bold. And honestly, this might be the smartest move Angel has ever made. But before you think you know where this is going, trust me, you don't. Because what Angel just revealed about this...
Angel Reese is basketball Barbie, and soon she'll be OnlyFans Barbie once she gets done using basketball to promote her real passion. She wants to be a sex symbol, and she wants to pretend like she has some intellectual integrity.
Brand about her future and about what she's really been planning all along is going to blow your mind. Stick around, because by the end of this, you're going to see Angel Reese in a completely different light. So let's rewind for a second. Angel Reese has been one of the most talked about names in women's basketball for the past 2 years. From that legendary LSU championship run to her rookie season in the WNBA, she's been everywhere.
Played the victim. I got a major problem. When people start playing the victim and then they go out and do something like this that is hypocritical as hell, yeah, you're going to get called out on it. You surely are. That comment, that statement from that presser will...
Her name trends constantly. Her face is on billboards. She's got endorsement deals stacking up left and right. But here's what most people didn't realize was happening behind the scenes. While everyone was focused on her rebounds and her rivalries and her runway walks, Angel was quietly building something massive. Something that goes way beyond basketball. Something that could redefine what it means to be...
Will follow her forever. As long as she tries to do and continues to do things like this, the twerking, the ass shaking, all this stuff, Dad, stop sexualizing. I don't care if she wants to dance around and be provocative.
Female athlete in today's world. The brand is called Reese & Company, and it officially dropped last week with zero warning. No teaser campaigns. No countdown posts. Just boom, here it is, and the world collectively said, wait, what? Now, when you first hear about an athlete launching a brand, you probably think it's going to be the usual stuff, right?
That's not the problem unless you've played the victim prior. Yeah, people gonna call you out on it. They sure are. Tell me what you think.
Some athleisure wear, maybe a few motivational quotes slapped on hoodies, call it a day. But that's not what Angel did here. Not even close. Reese & Company is a lifestyle brand that's targeting young women who want to feel empowered, confident, and unapologetically themselves. The tagline? Own your narrative. And if you know anything about Angel's journey over the past couple years, you know that tagline hits different.
That standard, most of them, they're tatted up, they're wearing weaves, they're unattractive, and they're angry. And because attractiveness comes from the inside, it comes from the spirit inside of you. And they've been so submerged in anger and bitterness and hostility that they've.
Here's where it gets interesting. The brand isn't just about clothing, although the clothing line is absolutely fire. We'll get to that in a second. Reese and Company is built around an entire philosophy. It's about women taking control of their stories, their images, and their futures. It's about rejecting what society tells you to be and embracing exactly who you are, flaws and all. Angel dropped a launch video that's already racked up millions of views, and in it, she talks about how tired she is of people trying to define her. She talks about the pressure to fit into a box, to be what everyone else expects, to play it safe. And she basically says, forget all of that. I'm doing this my way. Now, the collection itself is stunning. We're talking premium streetwear with an edge. Oversized hoodies with bold graphics. Crop tops that scream confidence. Accessories that make a statement. But what's really catching people's attention is the messaging. Every piece has something to say. One hoodie reads, underestimated and over it. Another jacket says, they wrote my story wrong. There's a shirt that simply states, I own this. These aren't just cute slogans. These are declarations. These are battle cries for anyone who's ever felt judged, criticized, or boxed in by other people's opinions. And coming from Angel Reese, someone who's dealt with more public scrutiny than most athletes will ever face, these messages carry serious weight. But let's talk about the strategy here, because this is where Angel is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. She didn't just slap her name on some products and call it a brand. She built an ecosystem. Reese and Company has an app. It has a community forum. It has exclusive content drops. It has motivational series featuring Angel and other women sharing their stories. This isn't just about selling clothes. This is about building a movement. Angel is creating a space where young women can connect, support each other, and feel seen. And in a world where female athletes are constantly fighting for visibility and respect, that's revolutionary. The timing of this launch is absolutely perfect too. Think about where Angel is right now in her career. She just wrapped her rookie WNBA season where she broke records left and right. She walked the Victoria's Secret runway, which made global headlines. She's got a massive social media following that hangs on her every post. Her name recognition is through the roof. But here's the brilliant part. She's using all of that attention, all of that controversy, all of that noise, and channeling it into something she controls. She's not just riding the wave of fame. She's building her own empire while she's at the peak of her visibility. And the response has been absolutely wild. Within 48 hours of the launch, multiple items sold out completely. The website crashed twice from the traffic. Social media exploded with people posting their purchases and sharing their stories about why Reese and Company resonates with them. But it's not just fans buying in. Other athletes are supporting it. Influencers are talking about it. Even people who've criticized Angel in the past are giving her credit for this move. Because regardless of how you feel about her basketball career or her public persona, you can't deny this is impressive. This is an athlete taking control of her brand and her future in a way that's authentic, strategic, and potentially game-changing. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. There are going to be people who say Angel is only doing this because she knows her basketball career has limitations. They'll say she's pivoting to business because she's not good enough on the court. They'll say this proves she was never really serious about the WNBA. But here's the reality check. That's exactly the kind of outdated thinking Angel is fighting against. Why can't a female athlete be great at basketball and build a business empire? Why can't she have multiple passions and multiple revenue streams? Why does she have to choose between being an athlete and being an entrepreneur? Male athletes do this all the time. LeBron has his media company. Kevin Durant invests in tech startups. Nobody questions their commitment to basketball. So why should Angel be any different? The truth is, Reese and Company actually shows incredible foresight. Angel understands something that a lot of athletes don't figure out until it's too late. Your playing career has an expiration date, but your brand can last forever. She's 22 years old and she's already thinking 10, 20 years ahead. She's building something sustainable. Something that won't depend on whether she makes an all-star team or wins a championship. Something that's entirely hers. And that kind of long-term thinking is what separates good from great when it comes to building generational wealth. But there's another layer to this that people are starting to pick up on. If you look at the messaging of Reese and Company, if you really pay attention to what Angel is saying in her promotional content, you can see she's addressing her critics head-on. She's not running from the controversy that's followed her. She's not pretending the criticism doesn't exist. She's leaning into it. She's taking all those narratives about her, all those accusations and judgments, and she's flipping them. She's saying, you tried to write my story, but I'm taking the pen back. You tried to define me, but I define myself. That takes serious courage. That takes a level of confidence that most people never develop. The fashion industry is already taking notice too. Major publications are reaching out for features. Boutiques are inquiring about carrying the line. There's already talk about pop-up shops in major cities. Angel just did an interview where she hinted that Reese and Company is just phase 1. She's got plans for beauty products. She's looking into wellness and fitness. She's thinking about media content. This isn't a side hustle. This is a full-blown business venture with serious ambitions. And the fact that she's doing this while still playing professional basketball? That's next-level ambition. What's really fascinating is how this brand launch changes the conversation around Angel Reese. For the past 2 years, the narrative has been so focused on drama, on rivalries, on controversies. But Reese and Company shifts that narrative entirely. Now we're talking about Angel as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's building something meaningful beyond the game. It doesn't erase the past, but it definitely reframes the present and points toward a very different future. And that's exactly what Angel needs. She needs people to see her as more than just a controversial figure in women's basketball. She needs to be seen as a multidimensional person with vision and purpose. The community aspect of Reese and Company is particularly powerful. Angel has been hosting virtual meetups through the app where she talks directly to customers and fans. She's sharing behind-the-scenes content about building the brand. She's featuring stories from women who've faced adversity and overcome it. This isn't just a transactional relationship where you buy a hoodie and that's the end of it. Angel is building genuine connection. She's creating a tribe of people who see themselves in her journey. And in an era where authenticity is currency, that's incredibly valuable. Critics will point out that plenty of athlete brands fail. They'll say the market is oversaturated. They'll question whether Angel has the business acumen to sustain this long-term. And those are fair questions. Building a successful brand is brutally hard. Most celebrity brands fizzle out after the initial hype dies down. But Angel seems to understand that. She's brought in experienced advisors. She's partnered with manufacturers who know the industry. She's not trying to do everything herself. She's building a real team with real expertise, which shows maturity beyond her years. The financial implications of this move are massive too. WNBA salaries are notoriously low compared to other professional sports. Even top players struggle to make the kind of money their male counterparts earn. But by building Reese and Company, Angel is creating a revenue stream that could potentially dwarf her basketball salary. If this brand takes off the way early signs suggest it might, Angel could be making 7 figures annually from her business alone. That's financial freedom. That's generational wealth. That's security that most athletes never achieve. And she's doing it on her own terms, with her own vision, completely independent of what happens on the court. There's also something powerful about Angel creating opportunities for others. She's already hired young designers to work on collections. She's collaborating with women-owned manufacturers. She's planning to use a portion of profits to fund scholarships for young women pursuing entrepreneurship. This isn't just about building Angel's empire. It's about lifting others up in the process. It's about creating a legacy that extends beyond herself. And that kind of thinking is what transforms a brand into a movement. The launch of Reese and Company also sends a message to the next generation of female athletes. It shows them that basketball doesn't have to be everything, that you can leverage your platform to build something bigger, that you don't have to wait until your career is over to start thinking about your next chapter. Angel is writing a new playbook, and young athletes are paying attention. They're seeing that it's possible to be great on the court and successful in business. They're learning that controversy doesn't have to define you. It can actually fuel you if you channel it correctly. So where does Angel Reese go from here? If Reese and Company continues gaining momentum, we could be looking at one of the most successful athlete-founded brands in women's sports history. We could be witnessing the beginning of an empire that outlasts Angel's playing career by decades. Or, like many celebrity brands, it could fade as attention shifts elsewhere. But based on everything we're seeing right now, the early returns, the strategy, the messaging, the community building, this feels different. This feels like Angel finally found the lane where she can truly dominate. Not just on the basketball court, but in the business world, in the cultural conversation, in defining what it means to be a modern female athlete. Angel Reese just launched a brand nobody saw coming. She turned controversy into currency. She transformed criticism into confidence. She took control of her narrative in the most powerful way possible by building something that's entirely hers. And whether you love her or hate her, whether you think she's a basketball star or a media personality or something in between, you can't deny this. Angel Reese is doing it her way. She owns her story now. And Reese and Company is just the beginning.